Chapter-3, The Mystic. The essential characteristics of a mystic are that all of them are blissful. The mystic clearly sees the difference between his characteristics before and after realization, and is surprised at it. His present form is unchanging and unchangeable. No more does the mystic take care of anything, as he knows his true being is imperishable and eternal. Now he casts a playful glance at himself, as the world around is changing every moment. The senses are subject to change and destruction. All that is transient and has an origin in time, while the mystic is free from change and can never perish. This unchanging eternal soul views the ever-changing world as a game or play of consciousness. All the characteristics of the saint naturally spring from the mystic experience. As there are no desires left in him, nothing in the world of the senses can ever tempt him. Mystics and saints live in the fearless majesty of self-realization, with spiritual consciousness, speech, action, and behavior arising naturally as the self. He is moved to pity by the unsuccessful struggle of ignorant people, tied down to their bodies for the satisfaction of their petty interests. Even the great events of the world are just surface ripples in the mirage. The number of these which appear and disappear is infinite. Individuals are only the faint streaks and are transitory and are recognized clearly. And with the disappearance of the transitory, the acquaintance with them also comes to an end. When the energy of persona vanishes, there remains nothing to recognize the mystic as an individual. The interval between the two moments of emergence and disappearance of energy is what is called life. With the disappearance of energy, the vanity of acquaintance or duality also vanishes. The wiped out energy of persona can never be seen again. The saint who has a direct experience of all of this is always happy and free from desire. He is convinced that even the greatest of the great experiences of the world of the senses is, after all, a momentary affair. Impermanence is the very essence of his experiences. Hence, pain and sorrow, greed and temptation, fear and anxiety can never touch a saint or mystic. Lila, the play of God. Sport or play is natural to God, as is nature to herself. Whatever enters into experience all of a sudden cannot fit in with the immensity of imagination. These experiences are known as the Lila of God. Without any prior intimation or indication, we have a taste of our own being. And they say it is an instance of the sport of God. Accepting this taste of beingness or presence, we have no knowledge of the nature of the self. But again, even this bit of beingness experience is hidden from us without our knowledge. By a dint of the very same Leela, we are forced into a series of activities and experiences. That I am a Homo sapien, that I am the body, with a name as such, and this is my religion, and this is my duty, and so on. There is no rest even for a moment. One action follows another, and there is no escape from this karmic wheel. We have to see the actions of karma through until inevitably by chance, actions lose their charm thanks to the inexorable conviction that spiritual treasure must be won. Everyone is a victim of the series of the dry and drab routine, and none the wiser for it. If ever the purpose be inquired into, different people come out with different accounts from these investigations. Some dispose it on oath that it is the nemesis of the actions of millions of previous lives. But nobody has the direct experience of these past lives. Moreover, this is not an explanation of the why, but can only be the how of the experience. It is obvious that this is no better than fiction. Beautiful temples and residences are erected in our very presence. We live in some of them and put others to use for various purposes. These have a definite purpose about them. Some of them are demolished and better ones erected. But why? It is taught that we need them. By the discovery of the various qualities of things, engineers and scientists have provided mankind with various amenities, and they have proved that their imagination is factual and not fictitious. Taking into account the root cause, we must say their knowledge is a feat of imagination indeed. Dazed by the ingenious inventions and discoveries of the scientists, these interpreters of life base their explanations on empirical facts and offer them with the same conviction. But the suddenly experienced taste cannot be meaningful and interpreted in this way as related to the cosmic experience. For all experience, except that of identity with the infinite, is confusing in one way or another. We take ourselves to be identical with experiences and take various characteristics to be our own. And yet, it is also our experiences that all experiences vanish at an unexpected moment and reappear at another. We must know whether the experience is always with us, and if not, why not? We must also know the how and why of the emergence of experience. The experience is to be had through the gunas and must have a convincing knowledge of the nature of experience. We name this experiential taste as the Leela of God, and we are not slow to designate ourselves with an arbitrary term. We talk of events and activities, utility and status, the names designed to indicate greatness. If the use be of a lower kind, so also is the name therefore. And eventually meanness is indicated by a mean word. When the world is meanness, it indicated by the word mean. When the world is spoken of as Maya or illusion, it is condemned to be, but when the same thing is indicated by the phrase meaning, it is called a playful act of God, and it becomes great. We welcome the useful and decry the useless. In reality, the facts are what they are. Who is the recipient of the high designation? Who confirms the uselessness for condemnation? Who is he that seals these designations? What does he call himself? What are we to say of him? What name should we give him after first-hand experience? That we have experiences is a fact. It needs no proof nor evidence. We are also told about different experiences. We receive information regarding relations and instruction in their performance of activities and organize our behavior accordingly. Some of these experiences guide us as super experts, initiate us into what is said to be the core of the indwelling spirit. But that also turns out to be a transient affair. We thus miss the experiential core of the taste. And the initiator himself proves to be a part and parcel of that. Thus both he and his knowledge are lost to us. Now we are free to go our own way. But what of it? For want of necessary direct experience, this self-help is equally helpless. We are where we are. What is it that we call the play of God? Why is it called so? What is the nature of the conviction of those who have designated the universe as the playful expression of God? What is their nature, and who are they? How are we related to this sporting God? Is it all those whom we saw and touched and talked to, had friendship with, and intense love for? We spoke of him as God, as our parent, and as everything else. And in spite of all this closeness and fondness, what was and is our relation to him? All the previous experiences with all their peculiarities have vanished. The Leela of God disappears along with the pseudo-experience with the advent of spiritual awakening.